One of the things actually coming in today, I have been thinking about this for a while, and if you don't mind, I kind of want to ask you somewhat of a difficult question.
Sure.
So within me listening to the sketchbook podcast you're on, you had mentioned in your friendship with Caitlin Wolf, that you have when it comes to like leadership and your mindset, you have the mentality of when choosing the right person for the job, it doesn't matter necessarily the gender, and it's just who can ever perform X amount of job at the highest quality possible. And one of the things that you said that is I've literally been thinking about all day is you talk about, am I preparing women for this role, or is this something to talk about? Am I perpetuating the problem by talking about it or not talking about it? You emphasize the fact that yes, women should be celebrated to a point, but it shouldn't be at the fact that like you said, I'm just a band director. I'm not a female band director. That shouldn't be like my only identity, right? And to be honest, like with you, like today I was like circling, I was like, this is what this whole podcast is about. I was like, this is about, it really made me take like a look inside, and I kind of went on a little spiritual journey today and like kind of rethink, like, to a point, I really do agree with that, but I also am genuinely curious. I mean, I know you did that podcast about a year ago, but I'm genuinely curious. One, do you still feel that way? And two, I just want to hear your side of things.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't thought about it a whole lot since then. But I would say I kind of still stand by that, and not like to put anyone down or anything, but just like a why not celebrate everybody all of the time kind of thing. I will say that, like, females getting more highlights of things, or there being more specific example, female drum majors, like that was not the case when Caitlin and I were in drum corps, and so like that's a really cool thing. But also celebrating diversity in general, I think is really important. But again, I think I still stand by, let's say you have two candidates, like, who's going to do the job the best, yeah. So it's definitely, it's tricky and it's tough, and it can be really touchy. But at the end of the day, like for me, if I were an employer, like it would be who's going to execute the job at the highest level, who's going to be a great role model for my students, who's going to bring the right culture into the classroom, things like that. And that could be anyone of any gender, any color, any background, anything, and I think that's also important for my kids to see,
We are currently in production of this, like nearing the end of season 1. And it's been such a journey so far, like interviewing so many different people from all different walks of life, all different perspectives. And it was literally like the pinnacle point of today. To be honest with you, when I first initially started this podcast, this project, this stemmed from me having conversations mostly with female educators who did struggle. And I will tell you, out of probably a good half of the people were very fortunate not to experience any struggles. And to be honest, on the hosting side of things, I was like, oh no,
what I expected.
Yeah, like what kind of questions do I ask now? But this is all more the reason why I wanted you to be a part of the inaugural season of this, is to I consider myself as someone with an open mind and willing to hear the other side of things. And to be honest, like after hearing specifically that part, I listened to it like 3 different times, like throughout the day.
Did she actually say that? I'm kidding.
But like honestly, it helped change my framework. And yes, the core point of this podcast is still to support women, is to still like share your voice. But at the end of the day, it's not just my voice that I'm sharing. I am literally providing the space, platform, the spotlight on whoever I'm interviewing. And at the end of the day, I just want the good, the support, and the uplifting of everybody sharing their personal experiences, whether it is bad or not. And I just felt like mentioning that, because that even, I took some self-reflection. I was like, you know what? Actually, I think I really agree with this, because the team that we have at UDB, I am one of two women on the team, and I am literally I could be wrong, but I think I am the only one person of minority, and of it being a woman of color, and being a part of different minority communities, and a part of me was like kind of in your same boat, where when I originally got hired for the position that I'm in, I was like, you know what? That's true. I don't want to be hired just because I'm a woman and I fit this company's like check boxes for, minority and all that. And so I don't know, like I said, you really made an impact on me today. And I really took the time before, this interview today to really think about those things. And again, all more to the fact of why I wanted to share your voice, share your perspective on things, share your experience, because I think it's really valuable. And obviously, if it made an impact on me, I'm sure it will make an impact on the people watching and listening.
Well, I'll definitely say, there are some people who like that is their avenue of like expression, is like, I am a female band director and I'm going to be known as like the most badass female band director on planet Earth. And that's totally cool. Like, I definitely don't want to like, put that fire out. Like, if that's what you want to be known as and help, provide support and role models and everything for, like, go for it. Like, that's amazing. Like, there need to be people like that out there. I just want to be known as a great band director, period. So
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to squash anyone who's like, they use that as their avenue of like influence, because I think that there should be people like that too.
Exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, this is not a thing to separate men versus women. Like, literally, like when I started this, I was like, this is not going to be like, super feminist leading, like men are trash. No, that's not what this is about. At the end of the day, this is about, again, just having, like, for me, I am passionate about female empowerment and creating that community of women in this community. A part of that is also just finding that balance, where at the end of the day, I'm just talking to great people, and I am very fortunate to be talking to wonderful people who have done awesome things.